Alrighty then, here we are, Successful Indie Author, 5-Minute Focus, episode 335. There's Stanley. Alrighty then. Newsletter relevancy. How do you get your newsletter into as many hands as possible? Not all people will open your newsletter, and not all people will get your newsletter even though you have their email and you send it. So what's the way to get them to open your newsletter if they do see it, or if they search their spam folder and are looking for you? How do they get there? Catchy subject line. Get people to open it. If your newsletter is built on a very specific fandom, play to that. If you have multiples like I do, so sometimes my science fiction, catchy sci-fi subject line will only get in a certain sector of my newsletter to open it. Sometimes, I hate to say this, but I do a little political kind of nuanced subject line. I don't have any politics in my newsletter or religion and stuff like that, but you throw in that catchy subject line, sometimes people will open it, and I do get a good open rate with that, but I don't use it very often because that's when I need everybody to open it, whether a thriller or sci-fi or one of my other stories. So the catchy subject line. Keep it short, because most people will be browsing their phone when they get the email, and your phone only shows like the first 3 or 4 words. So those have to be catchy, where at least they pop it to look at what's the rest of the subject line. Simpler is better. A single topic and single image is best. So it looks like when I talk to the CEO of SendFox, who does this for a living, he is a email marketing super geek. So, and what he said is the emails that get opened the most and have the most interaction are those that look like you're emailing a friend. So how would you email a friend? Of course, with inappropriate humor. So if that's your audience, if that's your books, then yes. But if it's not, well then maybe you don't want to email that friend. You want to email different friends who don't thrive on your inappropriate humor. So simpler is better. Keep it simple, keep it short, keep it straightforward. Supposedly a lot of links aren't good, so if you can keep those to a minimum. However, if you link and somebody clicks it and it sends them to another area for links, then you start losing people as they don't want to click through all these screens. My backlist. One thing I put on all my newsletters is my backlist, and I get clicks every single time on my backlist. Well, I'm continually adding people to my newsletter. So it's only reasonable to believe that people who just got on the newsletter look through and say, hey, I like that series, sounds enticing. So how are we doing it? Just put them down there and let them click through and go take a look. So the backlist, minimal number of links. That's the toss-up. Do I put links on all of my backlist series? I have 23 series. That's 23 extra links in the newsletter. Or do I just have one and take them to my website where I have all those series laid out with images and make them look pretty sexy? I'm leaning towards the website. Right now I have all the links in a listing, and that has worked fairly well, but I'm changing it up for the new year, trying to maximize the opportunities. Regularity. This is another thing that I get. I send my newsletter usually at 3:30 a.m. Alaska time on Mondays. I like my email to be the first one in people's inboxes when they go to open them on Monday morning. How about that? First email up on top. If you send it Friday night, it might languish over the weekend until people open their email. I envy those people who don't check their email from Friday all the way till Monday. I love you people. You have lives. Good for you. But when you see my email up on top, interact with it, please. Click on it, because it'll have a catchy subject line. Regularity. And if you always send at the same time, people are looking for it. One time a book didn't go, so I didn't send my newsletter, and people started contacting me. I didn't get your newsletter. What happened? That's great. That's great, because then they're interacting with it. They're getting it. They're training their email system to open those emails and put them right into their inbox, and that's all good stuff. So that's my new resolution for the new year, and we're working on that right now. My executive assistant has already mocked something up that looks pretty good. So catchy subject line, simple is better, fewer links, maybe a picture. I always add in something about Stanley. Why not? He's Stanley. Minimal number of links. I put in my backlist because it's important. Every new person on your list is a new opportunity to show them all these cool books that you have. And then regularity and predictability. That also has helped immensely in improving my open rates and improving the engagement over time. I've sent some 150 newsletters, so I have a lot of data on this. All right. Hopefully that helps. Peace, fellow humans.